Welcome back to Nightly Nonsense, where we make some sense out of the nonsense that's all around us. Hey, we've talked about a whole bunch of things in the last few weeks. Talked about Mother's Day stuff, Father's Day stuff. Oh wait, that's what we're going to talk about right now. So listen, Father's Day was yesterday, hopefully, or it was just recently. And we talk about fathers, and there's tons of talk about fathers. Fathers are blamed for the breakup and the mess up in the family, right? In the home. Lack of fathers is what causes tons and tons of kids to go off track, right? All of these things are about fathers. There's a lot of analyzing of fathers and the role of fathers and what happens when you don't have a father, right? What I want to ask tonight is, with all of this nonsense about fathers, when we think about making sense of it, right, how much are we really investing in fathers? So we're spending a lot of time analyzing the problems. We're spending a lot of time pointing out the faults, analyzing the faults of the dads and the faults of fathers, right? Why our families are breaking up, why kids are the way that they are, lack of fathers and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't hear a lot about how to invest in our father. So I hope this Father's Day you invested in your father, right? And that can be in different ways. Your father could be deceased, could have already, been gone from this earth, and you could still invest in your father by following the things that he's taught you, learning from what he did, remembering him, right? Honoring and respecting them still, how you talk about them, right? The things that you do, right? Building them a legacy. Your father could be alive now, and you should be doing the same thing. How am I constantly honoring and respecting, giving respect and honor to those who which do, right? Again, we're not asking you to lie and pretend that your father is something that he isn't. But where are the times, where are the people who rather, when given the option to destroy their father, right? Given the option to talk poorly about their father, where are the ones that remember their father fondly, right? Where are the ones that can point out the few things that their father did right? If you're constantly being barraged by what you're doing wrong, right, you begin to take ownership of like that. So is the fatherhood of our country, of our world, does it begin to look exactly like what people have been saying for years and years? I mean, with how bad it is, right, fathers, with how bad it is, why would any father really want to try? Why would fathers want to be different when they're constantly being told how bad they are? I've said for years, right, that Mother's Day in the church is talking about how great mothers are. Father's Day is talking about how fathers need to step up, how they need to be more, how they need to do more. Can you imagine giving that message on Mother's Day? Can you imagine stepping up and saying to mothers, you need to do more? But because we have been told it's true, right, then fathers need to do more. I think we need to take a good look at the role of the father in the Old Testament. That's set up by God. The rules that God set up for good fatherhood. Fathers had certain roles. Mothers had certain roles. And God declared that, used that. He didn't from heaven bash fathers and say, oh, you're not doing it right. We're looking at what we want today and assuming that God thinks the same thing, right? God wants and declares that we need to love our children. We need to love them well. Fathers need to provide for their families. And that's not just financially, that's in all kinds of different ways. But for you to look at me and dictate what it means for me to be a father, right? That's a tough pill to swallow because God has given me unique gifts, unique talents, but he also has handed me my children. The way that you raise your children is different than the way that I've raised my child, right? It's different. It should be different. God isn't looking for cookie cutter children. That's not how it worked in the Old Testament or the New Testament or has ever worked. God is looking for you as a father to team up with him in raising up children in the way that they should go. By the way, there are biologic children that you have, but then he wants you to team up with children and the people that are around you. So fathers don't quit fathering, right, when their kids turn 18. We keep teaching, we keep mentoring, we keep doing. But if the world is going to tell me what it means to be a father, right, then they're going to get in the way of what God says it is to be a father. Who do I answer for in fatherhood? Maybe the way that I've raised my child is exactly the way that God wants me to. And you're looking at it and saying, well, I've raised my children the way that God wants me to. So therefore, they're exactly the way they should. And there's difference. Should there be a difference? Right? So tonight I want you to just think. We've just had Father's Day. And I just want you to simply think about this. Right? Are you investing as much time and effort into encouraging, edifying, right, building up, strengthening fathers as you are in pointing out how bad our fathers are, how lacking we are in fatherhood in our culture today? Pointing out the problem and lambasting those who have the problem, right, according to you, your definition. Oh, well, that's easy. Everybody can do that. They do it all day long. Every time we walk in a store, right? We judge based on what we think it should be like, our experience should be like. Heaven forbid they not have something that we want. But God wants you to spend your time encouraging and building up. Not just your own father, but other fathers. When's the last time that you looked at a father and said, well done? Well done. Are you just pointing out the times that we falter, we fail, and we get it wrong? So you and God answer that question, right? I pray that you would, even right now, even tonight, that you would offer some encouragement to those who occasionally are getting it right here and there. Well, hey, chew on that. We'll see you next time. Nightly Nonsense.